A versatile combination of room, power, and economy. Its spacious interior capacity goes hand in hand with a compact, nimble size. The cargo van comes ready for business, or it can be easily converted to suit your special needs. Come see the Toyota cargo van today at Rudy Luther's Toyota on Highway 12 in Golden Valley. Whether your business is large or small, the cargo van can do the job for you.
For the Minnesota.
Come on, guys!
Now
Go!
back. First baseman.
Some of the best seats in the house are now available for single game advance sale. But people are picking them off fast. Pretty soon, the seats you want for the Twins games you want may be gone. So come to the Dome's ticket office or call now and pick them off first. Pick them off now while the picking's good.
How about a little bingo?
Well, there's the Twins' all-time batting leaders. Rod Carew, that's no secret, leads it with 334. Lyman Bostock, though, that's a name that you might not think of, at 318. Tony Oliva, 304. Kent Herbeck at 295. Ken Landreau, 294. Mickey Hatcher at 287, and then Larry Heisel, 286. That's your all-time batting leaders. And that,
Where are you?
well, I never hit much for an average.
You must be, what, 8th on the list, huh? Since we...
How far did we go down? We got to go down a long way to get me on the list, I'll tell you. Well, after 4 innings of play here at the Metrodome, it's Texas nothing, Minnesota nothing. Texas no runs, 2 hits and no errors. The Twins no runs, 3 hits and no errors. And for the Texas Rangers, it'll be Gary Ward to lead it off. And back to do the play-by-play. Here's Dick Bremer.
Thank you, Harmon. Gary Ward, who has one of the 2 Texas hits so far, singled with 1 out in the second. Now 7 for 12 against Minnesota pitching this year. Facing Ken Schramm, who's pitched very well again tonight. Next one down and away for a ball. Ward came into this game hitting .458 over the last 6 games. And for him, an uncharacteristic quick start. Curveball on the outside corner and a beauty. Here you see his career average in the first half, but Gary Ward is off to a very quick start, hitting .292 right now in the first 2 months plus of 1985. Right up the middle, and Ward hits another base hit against Minnesota pitching. This time a leadoff single to center. His single in the second was an infield single. This is the first Texas hit to get into the outfield.
Oh, looked like it was inside.
So a leadoff single for Texas, and again Gary Ward a threat to steal with 9 stolen bases on the year. Here's the Texas Player of the Year in 1984, Larry Parrish. Parrish hitting .285 last year, 22 home runs, and for the first time in his career drove in over 100 runs. He drove in 101 last year. Has 34 RBIs so far this year.
Good chance he'll top his home run total of last year. He had 22.
Fouled back, big swing by Parrish. Very muscular right-handed hitter, 6'3", 215. A couple of years ago, he had 3 grand slams in 1 week.
There's a lot of ball clubs that are interested in Parrish.
A couple of guys on the Texas team whose names keep being brought up around trade time. Fouled back off the mask of either Salas or home plate umpire Jim Evans. Buddy Bell has been in just about every trade rumor since he came to the Texas Rangers.
Well, if you had a ball club, wouldn't you like to have Buddy Bell?
Oh, man. Guy that a lot of people feel is the best all-around player in the American League. Sparky Anderson thinks so, but Sparky Anderson's opinions are not necessarily gospel. Throw to first. Ward is back. Parrish had a big game against the Twins back in 1983 when he drove in 6 runs in 1 ball game. Fly ball center field. Puckett going back, should get there. Makes a nice over the shoulder grab. Boy, that ball kept carrying, and Puckett had to keep on running. Fine grab by the Twin center fielder, and Parrish is denied extra bases.
Oh, you see Puckett go after a ball like this, you see how valuable he is to the defense in the outfield. Covers a lot of territory.
Kirby was playing over in left center field and had to go a long ways to haul that one in. One out in the 5th inning, and that will bring up Bill Stein. Stein, as we mentioned, a veteran. 38 years old. Grounded out to Tuffle in his first at bat. Fouls the first pitch back. Now the Twins making a managerial change today, and the North Stars making a coaching announcement. Lorne Henning, at an earlier press conference, was announced as the North Stars head coach, and we'll have a little chat with him after this half inning. 2 press conferences in one day, Harmon. I'm not used to that.
You're pressed out, huh?
Harmon mentioned Stein's reputation as a tough pinch hitter. Getting a rare start pitch out, nothing going. Back in 1981, Stein collected 7 consecutive pinch hits, and he holds the American League record. And former Twin Fernando Arroyo finally broke that streak back in 1981. Stein spent most of last year on the disabled list, had some wrist problems and a back injury. Count is 1-1. There goes Gary Ward. Fly ball center field. Puckett right in his tracks. Ward doesn't know about it. They're going to double him up with a good throw. The throw, double play. Gary Ward did not know that Stein had hit the fly ball to center field. He had rounded second base. And the Twins pull off a double play. Base running mistake by Gary Ward. And Ken Schramm gets out of the inning. Standing ovation for Kirby Puckett, but although it's a fine play by Kirby, Gary Ward with a big base running mistake there. Puckett with a strong throw, picking up another assist, and the Rangers go out here in the 5th inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, nobody left, and after 4.5, it's still no score.
With new North Star head coach Lorne Henning. And Lorne, this is a big day for the North Stars, finally getting the head coach that they wanted, and I know that this must be a big day for you.
Well, I'm very enthused. I've been talking to Louis. We've been communicating for a couple of months now, and we've had some great talks over the weekend in Toronto, and we finally finalized the last couple of days. But I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm expecting some great things.
What is it about the Minnesota situation that attracted you to it, as opposed to the Vancouver situation, which you turned down a couple of weeks ago?
Well, there's a lot of there was a few gray areas in Vancouver which we don't have here. I know a lot of the players and the organization have been around. I was here last year for 5 days at training camp, and I know the nucleus is here with a little stability and a little direction. I think we can go a long ways.
You are not coming into this situation cold. You do know the North Star organization, having coached down at Springfield. You know some of the players. How much of a benefit do you think that will be?
Well, I think it's a big benefit. I know all the younger guys. I know a lot of them are frustrated and want to play, and there's some outstanding talent there. And as I said, I want to meet one-on-one with all the players before training camp and get to know them and get to let them know what I expect of them. And before a couple weeks in camp, I would expect to know all the players inside out. And we've had extra players, and it's going to be a very competitive camp.
Lorne, congratulations on being named the North Star head coach.
Well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, now let's go back to the ball game.
Well, the new head coach of the Minnesota North Stars, Lorne Henning.
New manager of the Minnesota Twins. Been a pretty unsettling day.
Yeah, all the things happening.
Greg Gagne leads it off for the Twins in the 5th inning. Takes a knuckleball a little bit inside, and it bounces away from Don Slott.
A little note, Dick, that assist by Kirby Puckett gives him 9 on the year, tops in the American League. Of course, last year he had 16 all year, which was also tops in the American League. So he's at a fast pace right now in assists.
Knuckleball dips down and away. It's 2-0. Charlie Huff was originally drafted by the Dodgers as a third baseman. Played some infield and the outfield in his first year in the minor leagues, then became a pitcher. There's a fastball for a strike, 2-1. Then had some arm problems in 1969. Upon the advice of, among others, Tommy Lasorda, Huff picked up the knuckleball and has been using it ever since. 2-1, 2-2 now. Somebody asked him a couple years ago what it's like to throw the knuckleball. He says it's a sick way to make a living. Next to the spitball course, which no one throws. The knuckleball has probably inspired more jokes or more one-liners than any pitch in baseball.
You know, it's funny, too, because there's not that many pitchers throwing them.
Long drive to left field, hit on a line. Ward going back there, and now it turned back on him a little bit, and he had to reach back and haul it in.
Or if that ball knuckled out to him.
May have done that. Ball pretty well hit. Ward went over in the corner and had to reach back.
Yeah, he overran the ball.
Yep. So 1 out in the Twins' 5th. That brings up the number 9 hitter, Mark Salas. Salas with a big hit late in the ball game last night to drive in a run. His 14th RBI of the year. Takes one low for a ball. If Huff falls behind, then he'll come in with the fastball. The problem is, if he's sharp, he's got control of the knuckleball, and he doesn't fall behind the hitters. Nubbed at the plate, it goes foul, and it's 1-1. Salas stepping out of the box, taking his time as Huff goes down for some dirt to try to dry off those fingertips. Popped up behind the mound, and Tollison went back. Now he's got to come in, and he makes a basket catch. Tollison, the shortstop, was playing behind second base. He thought the ball was hit back behind second, but it turns out it was right around second base. He had to come in and make a nice running grab. Took on, and that will bring up Kirby Puckett. He'll get a nice round of applause. Puckett 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out to second and then fouled out to catcher Don Slott. Outside, ball 1. As we mentioned in our pregame show, this is the first of 3 games. Tonight is the only game we are televising. Tomorrow night, Mike Mason, the Minnetonka native, Benilde St. Margaret's graduate, will go against Frank Viola. Then Sunday afternoon, Glenn Cook, just brought up from the minor leagues, making his major league debut against Mike Smithson. Big swing, and Kirby Puckett waves right through it. It's 1-2. His first 4-hit game coming in his major league debut against the Angels back in May of 1984. Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. So the Twins get another 2-out base hit. They have 4 hits on the night, and all 4 hits have come with 2 outs.
Yeah, now that one was really high. Looked like it was up out of the strike zone.
So we'll keep an eye on Kirby Puckett. Puckett, who got his 2nd stolen base of the year last night, may be given the green light here with 2 outs. And Mickey Hatcher at the plate. Hatcher with one of the 4 Minnesota hits. He got a 2-out single in the 3rd. Puckett was known as a base stealer in the minor leagues, but never really has been given much of a chance to steal a base for the Twins. Go to first, and Kirby gets back.
Kirby with a stolen base last night brings his total up to 2 for the year.
Talked about Huff and his good pickoff move. He practices it between starts. Works hard on the pickoff move. As a knuckleball pitcher, of course, it's very important for him to work on it because Puckett gets back, has to dive in this time. Knuckleball, of course, takes that much longer to get to the plate. The catcher doesn't often catch it in the center of the mitt. He's got that larger mitt. It's harder to locate for the catcher to get off a quick throw. Pitch out, nothing going. 1-0 to Mickey Hatcher. is being given by Tom Kelly. Third base, Tony Oliva, the first base coach. Fans try to get the wave going, and this time Kirby just barely gets back.
Now the first base umpire, Mark Johnson, right on top of this play. And it was a close one, but Kirby's back save. We got a guy over here in the booth next to us who's stole a few bases, Dick.
Freddie Patek.
Oh, Freddie Patek's over there doing the telecast for the Texas Rangers.
Well, Kirby gets back. That was not the good move by Huff.
He used to have a picture down in Kansas City when he was playing with the Royals. We picked him off first base, and instead of having a glove in my hand, they put in a pistol. And look, Freddie was stretched out like I'd shot him.
Off with the pitch is Puckett, and he is out of there. Good throw by Don Slott, right on the money. And Puckett is thrown out trying to steal. So for the Twins in the 5th inning, no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. And after 5, it's still Texas nothing to Twins nothing.
Give me a light. Oh! Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Give me a light. Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Thank you.
Because everything else is just a light.
You don't run million-dollar experiments with a cheaply made oil filter. The filter in this advanced motor car, Motorcraft FL1A, engineered to outperform. Motorcraft FL1A lasts longer, traps more abrasives than any other leading filter. Motorcraft exceeds the need.
Save $1 on the Motorcraft FL1A oil filter. See our ad in Wednesday's sports section.
There's some scores in the American League. Detroit 4, the Yankees 3. That's in the 7th inning. The Blue Jays 4, the Red Sox 1 in the 6th inning. California 1, Chicago nothing in the 3rd. There doesn't appear to be any home run in that ball game. Reggie Jackson, his 513th home run last night. Seattle at Kansas City, 0-0 in the 1st. Baltimore at Milwaukee. It's the Birds 6, Brewers 1. That's in the 2nd inning. And later on in Oakland, Cleveland is playing out there.
Well, Reggie's hot. 3 home runs in his last 4 ball games.
He moved up on that home run list.
10th on the all-time list now. Don Slott will lead it off for the Rangers in the 6th inning. Twins have 4 hits. Texas has 3 hits. They've all been singles. Slott takes it up high for a ball. Slott went down on strikes in the 3rd inning. One of 2 strikeout victims for Ken Schramm. Been a well-pitched ball game for both Ken Schramm and Charlie Huff. Curveball inside, and now it's 2-0. The Royals thought that they needed some help with their young pitching staff. Not a knock against Don Slott, but he did not have the years of experience that Jim Sundberg had. 2-0 to Slott, down and away. Now it's 3-0. Sundberg for a while thought he was going to be headed back to the Texas Rangers. He had had some problems with Doug Rader, then Texas manager. They could not get things ironed out in terms of a trade, so the trade was complicated by bringing a couple of more teams into the picture, the Mets and the Royals. Sundberg got out of Milwaukee. Slott was sent to the Rangers. And Ken Schramm walked Slott on 4 pitches to lead off the 6th inning. First walk given up by Schramm. So Slott is on, and that brings up Wayne Tollison. Tollison singled, but was caught stealing in the 3rd inning. Kind of an oddity that Tollison is hitting so well from the left side, much better than he is right-handed. hitting over 400 left-handed and under 200 right-handed because he considers himself to be a better right-handed hitter. There's a strike on the outside corner. Tollefson started as a right-handed hitter, then started switch hitting back in 1980. But those numbers are in definite contrast to what has happened to Wayne Tollefson so far in his major league career. Nice bunt. Schramm will have to go to first, and Tollefson is retired, and a sacrifice will be given to Wayne Tollefson as the runner Don Slaught moves up to second base.
Take another look at this play. Tollefson, an excellent bunter. This is his 4th sacrifice bunt of the year.
So for the first time, the Texas Rangers have a runner in scoring position against Ken Schramm. It comes with 1 out in the 6th inning, and that will bring up Odemy McDowell. McDowell 0 for 2, a fly out to center and a ground out to Gary Gaetti at third. McDowell sends one on one hop to Tuffle. Nice play on the backhand, and then the throw to Herbeck. There are 2 gone. On the play, Slaught goes to third. Nice backhanded play by the Twins second baseman.
Yeah, nice little play by Tim Tuffle at second base. Backhands the ball, looks at the runner, and then fires to first base.
So with 2 outs, the man who led off the inning with a walk, Don Slaught's at third base, and here's Toby Harrah. Harrah has fouled out and gone down on strikes. Makes a breaking pitch in there for a strike. One of the reasons that Harrah is back with the Texas Rangers is he's a former roommate of the Texas general manager,
Tom Grieve.
Yeah. Grieve played for the Rangers, and he and Toby were roomies. Checks his swing and did not go around. It's 1-1. Harrah coming over from the Yankees for outfielder Billy Sample, and a player to be named later. Harrah really struggled last year with the Yankees. Hit only .217, 1 home run and 26 RBIs. Almost hit him, and it's 2-1.
We've got some action in the Twins bullpen as well as the Texas Ranger bullpen. Kurt Wardle throwing for Minnesota, the left-hander, and another left-hander in the Texas bullpen, Chris Welch.
2-1 pitch down in the dirt. Nice save by Salas, and now it's 3-1. There's Kurt Wardle, Twins left-hander. Ray Miller said in his pregame interview with you that he was going to be using the bullpen a lot.
That's what he said.
Certainly Schramm has pitched well here. He's given up just 3 hits and a walk. But now in the 6th inning, the Rangers have their first serious threat. Count to Toby Harrah, 3-1. And the second walk of the inning. And Harrah extends his league lead in walks. That's his 65th free pass of the year.
Here comes the new manager out to talk to his pitcher.
Well, he's made that trip quite a few times, but never as a major league manager. Well, he chews tobacco like Billy Gardner.
We got a big chaw in there right now. I don't know if we've mentioned, Dick, but the entire coaching staff remained with Ray Miller. Johnny Padres is still here, the pitching coach. Tony Oliva, of course, coaching at first tonight, and Tom Kelly at third.
Rick Stelmasic.
And Rick Stelmasic, the bullpen coach. They're all here.
One thing that Ray Miller said that he wanted to try with the Twins was the sequence of pitches. He says he thinks his pitching staff of the Twins has good arm, good stuff, but he wants to work more on the sequence of pitches. That's something he was very good with. at Baltimore. And that may be what this visit to the mound was all about, how to pitch to Tommy Dunbar. Runners on the corners with 2 out here in the 6th inning. First time that the Rangers have had 2 runners in an inning. They have yet to get a base hit in this inning. Dunbar 0 for 2. Popped to short on a fly ball to center field. Time called by Dunbar as Schramm takes his time.
Now, Toby Hare, although he's 36 years old, can still run. Look at the quick actions of Tommy Dunbar.
Hare with 5 steals on the year. Fly ball down the left field line. Going to be trouble. Long run for Hatcher, and it's a fair ball. Hare got a good jump. It bounces into the stands. They'll have to hold him at third base. But an opposite field double right down the left field line, and the Rangers take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Toby Hare will have to go back to third. And a ball away from Dunbar. Guess you couldn't have placed it any better if you carried it out there with your hands and put it there right on the line. Ground rule double. And 1 run in, and Toby Hare will have to go back to third base.
Well, Ken Schramm, who's pitched very well, made the mistake of giving up the leadoff walk, and again it comes around to hurt him, and the Rangers get the first marker on the board. Runners at second and third, still 2 out, and now Pete O'Brien. O'Brien is grounded out unassisted to Herbeck and flied to Puckett in center field, and they're going to put him on. So this will be the 3rd walk of the inning. Schramm had not given up a walk through 5 innings, and he's making sure that pitch is plenty outside, isn't he? Gary Ward is due up next.
An RBI by Dunbar, just his 5th of the year.
And there's number 4. So the Rangers have O'Brien at first, Dunbar at second, and Hara at third. 1 run is in, 2 out. Gary Ward, who has 2 hits already in this ball game and is 8 for 13 against Minnesota pitching this year. Not only that, he's hitting about .500 over his last 7 ball games. Has a chance to really make a big dent here in the 6th inning with the bases loaded and 2 out. Chopped at the plate. Schramm gloves it, throws to the plate, and they got the force at home. And that was a great play because they would not have gotten Gary Ward at first. Schramm with a fine play coming off the mound and now getting some advice from Ray Miller. Schramm gets out of the inning having given up just 1 run on only 1 hit, 3 walks. And the Rangers leave 3. Close play at the plate, but they get the force at home. And after 5.5 is 1-0 Texas.
We wouldn't have any trouble selling this queen-size sleep sofa at the low price of $499. It's a beauty, contemporary, neat and tailored with durable, easy care Herculon. No trouble at all. But considering that we're throwing in the matching love seat free, we might have trouble keeping them in stock. Plus, we have over 30 other very low-price 2-piece groups. We've done this before, and let me tell you from experience, they go fast. So step on it and come get yourself a good buy at Slumberland.
America is children. America is picnics. America is natural beauty. But above all, America is freedom. Our nation was born on the battlefield and forged by the courage of the American soldier and the skill of the American craftsman who built his weapons. And they have preserved our freedom for over 2 centuries to this very day. Happy birthday, America.
Here's the home run leaders in the American League. Bernansky, Fisk, Kingman all tied for the #1 slot with 16. Then Presley of Seattle 15. Davis of Oakland 14. And Tony Armas of Boston 14.
5 of the 6 are right-handed hitters.
That's amazing. Yeah, Davis, the only left-hand hitter in the bunch.
Now the Twins will try to get something started here. They'll send up Mickey Hatcher, Kent Herbeck, and Tom Bernansky. Let's take a look at that double and see whether a fan does not reach over the railing. And indeed he does. And that saves the Twins a run. It's the umpire's ruling. If he claims fan interference, he could have awarded Hara home plate in the second Texas run. So the Twins getting a break from one of their home fans. Hatcher takes a strike from Charlie Huff and swings at the next pitch. It's 0-2. Now the Twins have traditionally had a lot of trouble against Charlie Huff. Came into this ball game with a 9-1 career record against Minnesota and a 2.13 earned run average. Hatcher goes down on 3 pitches. Strikeout number 5 for Charlie Huff. 4 of the 5 strikeouts have been swinging strikeouts. Hatcher and Huff, former teammates with the Dodgers. 1 out, and here's Ken Herbeck. Herbeck 1 for 2, a single and a warning track fly ball to right field. Takes one inside. Twins have sent Larry Parrish to the wall in right field twice. Smalley did it in the first with 2 men on. Herbeck did it in the third with 1 on. Now the count is 2-0. This is where Charlie Huff very often will come in with a fastball, but perhaps not to Kent Herbeck. We'll see. There's the fastball on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Herbeck with 8 home runs, 34 RBIs. 3-1 now the count. Texas with the Herbeck shift. Shortstop Wayne Tollison to the right of second base. Big swing by Herbeck, and he misses. It's 3-2. Get a look at the infield and the outfield for the Rangers. Expecting Herbeck to pull the ball. Bill Stein pretty lonely on the left side of the infield for the Texas Rangers. Herbeck sends it right up the middle for a base hit. Right where the shortstop ordinarily would have been playing. Herbeck gets his second base hit.
Well, with 2 strikes, Herbie was just trying to get a piece of the ball and do something with it, and it broke away from him.
And I would think if you're going to put a shift on, you would want to pitch to the inside part of the plate. At any rate, Herbeck gets a 1-out single. First time the Twins have had a base hit with less than 2 outs. And here's Tom Bernansky. Walked and grounded out to Stein at third. Takes a strike. Bernansky with only 6 hits and 27 at-bats against Charlie Huff. Average down around the 220 mark. And now he'll call for some time. Bernansky's dropped down to 6th place in the American League outfield voting for the All-Star game. Big swing that time. It's 0-2. Twins trying to get the thing evened up here in their half of the 6th inning. Knuckleball breaks outside. It's 1-2. Tom's average has dropped down to 293 now. But tied for the American League lead in home runs and RBIs.
Yeah, good spot for one right here.
Here, he and Mattingly are tied for 40 with 47 RBIs. Popped up right behind first base. O'Brien is there, and there are 2 gone. Well, Charlie Huff has been able to pitch out of what little trouble he's gotten himself into. Twins had 2 base runners in the first inning. A 2-out single and a 2-out walk. But he got Smalley to hit into a deep fly out to right field. And it's Smalley coming up now with 2 outs. And they will put on another shift here, and a ball is apparently
something out there. I don't know if that's a ball, but something's been thrown out of the stand.
Frisbee, and Odeby McDowell is going to retrieve.
Oh, that's not a frisbee.
Golf ball or something that's been thrown out there.
There's also the frisbee out in right center field. Odeby doesn't see that one.
There's the frisbee, and there's Odeby. An announcement being made that objects should not be thrown from the upper deck.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Especially if they're throwing golf balls down on the field.
That's one of those fluorescent golf balls, isn't it? Is that what you use?
I could use a neon light on my golf ball. I still wouldn't be able to find him. Actually, I don't lose that many. I don't hit it far enough. Roy Smalley trying to keep things going for the Twins. One down in the dirt, and Slot blocks it.
You guys say take an old ball out and hit it across this lake. Said I don't ever have any old balls.
They're never around very long, huh? There's a strike, 1-1. Well, I went fishing the other day, and I finally figured out how they came up with the term still fishing. While everyone else is back at the cabin with their limit, I'm out there still fishing. 1-1 to Smalley. Bounced foul at the plate over towards the Texas dugout. One and 2 the count. The Twins are down 1-0 here in the 6th inning. Texas scoring a run in the 6th, but leaving the bases full. Twins getting a 1-out single from Kent Hrbek, but are in danger of leaving him right there. Smalley takes it inside, 2-2. Huff was the Texas Pitcher of the Year in 1982 and 1983. Frank Tanana won that award last year.
Yeah, where is he now?
The Detroit Tigers. Smalley sends a fly ball to center field. McDowell goes back a couple of steps. Should be there. And the side is out. The Twins get a 1-out single from Kent Hrbek, but leave him there. Charlie Huff is in control, and after 6, it's Texas 1, the Twins 0.
Hi, gang. If you're one of the first 15,000 kids to see us take on the Royals on June 25th, you'll get a life-size poster of me and some other Twins ball player free.
Kirby's half right, kids. It's a life-size poster, all right, but it's of me and some other Minnesota Twin.
Okay, it's the Kirby and Herbie poster.
Right, we'll make that the Herbie and Kirby poster.
Come on, guys! All right, way to go!
I've signed a lot of contracts in my life, but never one that meant as much as this. It's the contract from Students Against Driving Drunk, for my son and me. I don't want Jimmy to drink, and he says he doesn't. But if he ever should, I want him to call me for a ride home. I love this guy, and I don't want him to go out and challenge death. Yes, I've signed a lot of contracts, but this is the best deal I ever made.
The contract from SAD. It could be the gift of a lifetime.
Well, the Twins have a measure of revenge to take out against the Kansas City Royals. They'll try to do it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we'll have 2 of the 3 games for you on Spectrum Sports. Monday night and Wednesday night. Join us at 7:30 for Ray Miller's Minnesota Twins. It'll take a little while to get used to saying that. Dick Hauser and his crew coming in. Twins are down here 1-0, and the Twins fans haven't had a whole lot to get excited about. Twins have only 5 hits. The Rangers taking advantage of 3 walks and a hit in the 6th inning to get their 1 run across. And as you saw in our replay, could have and should have gotten 1 more, but the umpires did not call fan interference, and Toby Era had to hold on third base on that double. For Texas in the 7th, Larry Parrish will lead it off, and we'll turn it back to Harmon Killebrew.
All right, Dick Bramer. Larry Parrish so far tonight 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. And a slider high that misses, ball 1. Texas 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. They picked up that 1 run in the 6th inning. And a couple of walks figured into that run. And an opposite field double by Tommy Dunbar. 1 ball, 1 strike. No, it's 2 balls with no strikes. Well, that's what I thought it was 1-1. The scoreboard put up 2. But I was sure that the umpire, Jim Evans, said, yeah, now it's a strike. And it's 1-2. The on-deck hitter is Bill Stein. He'll be followed by Don Slott, the catcher. Let's see what he's done career-wise against the Twins. 5 home runs, 28 RBI. This one's deep to left field. Back goes Hatcher. He won't get it. It's a home run for Larry Parrish. And now it's a 2-0 ball game. For Ken Schramm, that's his 15th home run of the year he's given up. And I believe that's tops on the Twins staff. Yes, it is. Smithson also had 14.
13th home run and 35th RBI. He just muscled this ball out. I think he got it off towards the end of the bat. But he is so strong, he lifted it out of here. And it's 2-0 Texas.
Well, they measured it at 380 feet. Bill Stein at the plate, 1 strike and no balls. Strike 2.
Well, we were talking during the commercial break there. It appears, although it's still very early, the outfield lights seem to be working.
Yes, they seem to be helpful to the outfielders to judge the balls a little bit better off the ceiling. That's a slider that misses.
Well, more activity in the Twins bullpen now, as Ray Miller not wasting any time at all in getting his bullpen warmed up.
Stein sends that one foul. The count holds at 1-2.
Looks like Rick Lysander down there.
Yeah, Rick Lysander throwing in the Twins bullpen. There he is. And the count's still 1-2 to Bill Stein.
Last couple starts, Ken Schramm has had a better fastball than I think he's had at any time this year, and he's putting it in on the fists of Bill Stein, and Stein's not getting around on it.
It's a strong game last Sunday down in Arlington, Texas, against this same Charlie Huff. Picked up his 5th win of the year. And this one sent to Tuffle at second base. And there's one away.
Ken Schramm is, in my mind, the best conditioned athlete on the Twins. You get a look at those lights installed this week, and although it is very early, it appears as if the outfielders are able to pick up the ball. We'll have to talk to both the Texas and Minnesota outfielders, particularly the Minnesota outfielders. They'd have something better to compare it with. See whether it's helped tonight or not.
Catcher Don Slott takes a fastball high and inside, ball 1.
Schramm does a lot of the isometric exercises. Very well conditioned.
Slott sends this one to left field. Hatcher coming on. And there's 2 away.
I guess it was Gus Heffling who started that program with the Philadelphia Phillies. Steve Carlton picked it up and certainly worked for him. And Ken Schramm does a lot of the similar type exercises.
Well, there's 2 out here in the 7th inning. 1 run across for the Texas Ball Club on the home run by Larry Parrish.
Well, after this half inning, we'll take you downstairs to Dick Davis, scoreboard operator here at the Metrodome. Wally Shaver. We'll have a little chat with him.
Wayne Tollison, 1 ball, and now 1 strike. Oh, it's 2 strikes. I'm a little trouble with the scoreboard tonight myself. Popped up. Foul territory. Gaetti over. Got it. it, and that's it for the Rangers. Rangers come up with 1 run on the home run by Parrish, and now after 6.5, they lead the Twins 2-0.
We see it all the time up on the scoreboard, and these are the men at the controls who put up the names, the numbers, the batting orders, and everything else that goes along with the Metrodome scoreboard. It's quite a system, and this is the real guts of the organization. This little room here off the main press box, and the man behind that whole control system is Dick Davis. Dick, it's quite a system that you have here.
Yes, it's a pretty good system. We have video capability for replays and a lot of animation and message capability.
Well, with the TV screen that's incorporated in the scoreboard, it also gives you the option of picking up the Spectrum Sports broadcast to mix in with your normal controls.
Well, I'll tell you, that Spectrum makes my job a lot easier. We don't have any slow motion capability, so we use Spectrum's feed most of the time.
Is this as complicated a system as it can be, or what could be added to this to make it a better scoreboard system?
Well, I don't think that anything can really be added to make it any better than it is. The limitations in the resolution on the scoreboard, but I think it's adequate for close shots.
Well, there you have it. The scoreboard system at the Metrodome, a very complex system, $1 million, and who knows, someday there may be 4-color in here yet.
Well, there's a control booth that they work out of right next to the press box down below us. Come on, wave at us there. Put you on TV, should wave at us. Rangers lead the Twins 2-0. Go to the home half of the 7th inning. Twins try to get something going against their old nemesis, Charlie Huff.
And here's Gary Gaetti to lead it off. He's 1 for 2 tonight, a single back in the 4th inning. Knuckleball hit at the third baseman, Stein. And Gaetti is out, and there's one away.
Well, Gary hit that ball sharply, but right at Bill Stein, who's been tested a few times and has not played much third base over the last couple of years, but filling in pretty well for Buddy Bell over there.
Now here's the second baseman, Tim Tuffle. Tuffle 0 for 2, a strikeout in the first, pop up in the 4th. He's really hit Huff pretty well in his career. This is what he's done against Charlie Huff, 6 for 21. They play him straight away.
Oh.
What do you do with that one?
Just floats in there.
How do you do?
Richie Allen said he'd go up against a knuckleballer. He wouldn't even swing the bat. Didn't want to ruin his swing.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Tim Tuffle as you look at Charlie Huff. That one's low, and it's 2-2.
You always had very good success against him, as I remember.
Yeah, I had fair luck. I guess nobody has great success against a knuckleballer. But one's hit towards short. Tollison to O'Brien, and Tuffle is out, and they're 2 away. I think the main thing you have to do is to get a pitch up that you can hit. Move up in the box a little bit, up towards home plate. And usually the pitcher will try to throw the ball over the first pitch for a strike. Usually. But you have to swing quickly at it or you're dead. Greg Gagne, the shortstop, 0 for 2.
Saw that banner calling Greg Gagne Spooner. Comes from the phrase "Gagne with a spoon" is how they got that nickname.
Oh, look at that one.
That one almost hit Slaughter right between the eyes.
Gagne with a spoon?
It's a Valley Girl phrase. Did you ever hear that?
Now it's 1-2. Gag me with a spoon, huh? What does that
Well,
mean?
that's how the players came up with a
I'm gonna
nickname.
drop that one. 2 out here in the 7th inning. Twins trail the Rangers by 2. Check swing. Huff off the mound. O'Brien, did he get him? Yes, a tag on Gagne. And 3 up, 3 down for the Twins here in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. After 7, Texas 2, Minnesota nothing.
This buzz for the crew, restoring America's pride in liberty.
This buzz for you. You know America takes pride in what you do.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this buzz for you.
For the Minnesota. Come on, guys!
Now back. First baseman.
Some of the best seats in the house are now available for single game advance sale. But people are picking them off fast. Pretty soon, the seats you want for the Twins games you want may be gone. So come to the Dome's ticket office or call now and pick them off first. Pick them off now while the picking's good.
How about a little bingo?
Well, we had an interesting question. We wanted you to name the only Twin who had 3 triples in one game. Hasn't been done very often in Major League history, but Ken Landro did it. And Doug Swanson of Stillwater was the first person to give us a correct answer. Landro did it against the Rangers back on the 3rd of July in 1980. And Doug wins 2 tickets to a Twins game of his choice.
How do they come up with those answers? That's a tough question.
Sure.
Let's keep score or something. Well, at the top of the 8th inning, Odabe McDowell will lead it off for Texas. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Fly ball to center field his first time up, and then he grounded out twice. This one's hit on the ground to Tuffle. He knocks it down, picks it up, throws him out. Nice play by Tim Tuffle. He stayed with the ball and got him at first.
Odabe McDowell hitless in his last 15 at-bats now. He almost got on base that time. Tuffle had to roll away from him for a second, but recovered in plenty of time to get McDowell.
Here's Toby Hara. Slider misses, ball 1. Toby, a walk, and he scored his run the last time up.
And one thing I want to ask Ray Miller about as soon as things settle down. Did you see the report out of Baltimore that at Memorial Stadium their radar gun won't work when Ken Kaiser's behind the plate? Kaiser, of course, very big at 288 pounds, and they say that for every other umpire it works, but when Ken Kaiser gets behind the plate, their radar gun won't work.
There's a base hit by Hara into center field. Toby with his first hit of the game. He's 1 for 3 now.
Sharply hit right up the middle. Slider dipping down and away, but Hara got the good part of the wood on it.
So Hara at first base with 1 out here in the 8th, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Tommy Dunbar, who doubled in a run in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Ball 1. The Texas Rangers without the services tonight of Buddy Bell, who had to go to a funeral in the family. And also their designated hitter, Cliff Johnson, who is having some problems with his knee. He's on the 15-day disabled list. Go to first, and Harris back. So Tommy Dunbar has filled in very nicely as the DH, and Bill Stein has done a good job at third. Toby with the lead at first. And a strike to Dunbar. 1-1 and 1 out. And some activity in the Twins bullpen. Kurt Wardle up again throwing. The on-deck hitter is Pete O'Brien, a left-hand hitter. We'll see what he's done. He's 5 for 7. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch to Dunbar. And that one's low. Dunbar last year at Oklahoma City was the American Association batting champion. He hit .337 there. And 12 home runs, 61 RBIs. And then he came up to Texas and played in 34 ball games. 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, and hit .258. There goes Hara and a high chopper to second. Tuffle will have to go to first with it to get Dunbar, and he does. On the play, Toby Hara moves to second. And we got 2 out. Here's the first baseman, Pete O'Brien. O'Brien 0 for 2. He walked his last time up. They put him on intentionally to pitch to Gary Ward. And back to the mound comes the new manager, Ray Miller.
Well, I think we'll see a lot more of this in the first 2 weeks of Ray Miller's tenure as Twins manager, until he gets to know the pitchers a little bit better and until the pitchers get to know him better. Going to have a few more chats out on the mound, making sure that the communication's straight.
Well,
everybody knows what they're supposed to do out there.
He leaves the mound, and he leaves Ken Schramm in the game. Schramm will pitch to O'Brien, but he probably said, you know, be careful. You got a right-hand hitter coming up next. But a strong right-hand hitter is coming up there, Gary Ward.
Well, they intentionally walked O'Brien last time with runners at second and third and 2 out. Got Ward to end the inning. Now first base is open again, and I'm sure that's precisely what he told him.
High fly ball, center field. Kirby Puckett moves over towards right center field. He's got it. That's it for the Rangers here in the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors by the Twins, 1 runner left. And after 7.5, it's still Texas 2, Minnesota nothing.
Hi, I'm Harmon Killebrew, and although you don't see me in the Twins lineup anymore, I can still play Twins baseball by dialing this local number, 1-976-1000.
True or false? Harmon Killebrew wore no...
Answer 3 questions correctly and win 2 tickets to a Twins home game or merchandise.
Way back. It's gone. A home run. You're a winner at Twins baseball.
Take it from me, Harmon Killebrew. Tell Line Twins baseball is fun. Dial 1-976-1000 for your opportunity to win.
I'm Mickey Hatcher of the Minnesota Twins and honorary chairman of the American Cancer Society Hit-a-thon. I'm supporting the fight against cancer, and so can you. If you're between the ages of 6 and 17 and play organized ball, you can join me in the Hit-a-thon. You can win big prizes. Your team can take the field before a Twins game. And best of all, your bats can fight cancer. Call 1-800-GO-TWINS for details.
Well, game 2 of this series coming up tomorrow night. Saturday night at the ballpark. Been pretty popular for the fans this year. Chance for you tomorrow night to come out and see Ray Miller's Twins. 375-1366, the number to call for ticket information. Tomorrow at 7:35, the second game of this 3-game series. Of course, the Twins follow that up with a 3-game set against the Kansas City Royals. And that's one good thing about the Twins and the stretch that they're in right now is if they can start playing better baseball. They're playing 6 in a row against teams in the American League West, and those are always the games that you like to play well against because every game that you win means a loss for a competitor within the division. 22,712 paid attendance tonight. Hoping to see a Twins come from behind win. Mark Salas will get things started in the 8th.
Salas, he'll be followed by Puckett and then Mickey Hatcher. Salas on the evening is 0 for 2, a strikeout swinging in the 3rd. He popped up to short in the 5th. They really play a shift on him. Got the shortstop Tollison way over on the 2nd.